Hi, self-love coach Susan DeVriend here, and I help restore women's inner wisdom and confidence so that they can lead a life filled with their dreams. Hi. So I'm just coming back from dropping off my daughter at school. And this morning things were a little tough getting out the door. I'm sure parents out there can relate. It gets down to putting on socks and shoes and getting out the door. I try to be as patient as I can with that, but there are some mornings where it's just like 5 times repeat. I'm wearing thin. So anyway, I walked to school with her kind of in a mood, but being outside kind of lets that dissipate a little bit. And then I get into my body and I'm like, well, this is not anything. We get to school, I play a little bit with her, and then I turn around and I walk out. Now, I'm just giving you the lay of the land, the plan. But I'm a foreigner in this country, so there's a lot more on the way to and on the way back that I'm dealing with all the time. And I'm frustrated. First, already the morning had started off a little shaky. And then I drop her off, but the hallway is narrow. And this may seem like a little thing, but I was going to write a whole blog on it, and I decided not to. Cultural and spatial references for an American versus a European, or in this case, a Dutch person, are widely different. And those little things can add to your frustration in the day. So we have this narrow hallway. The school wasn't really meant to be a school for too long. It was a bunch of houses that they made into a school. And then they never changed it because this is one of the most popular schools in actually the Netherlands. And so anyway, it's not fit perfectly. However, design issues aside, this might happen in any school here. So parents are coming at different places and kids are coming at you, and I'm trying to help my daughter navigate through it because when I step right, they step left, and then we just have different patterns of motion, and I always have to work through that. I just haven't been able to adopt that in me. So that's adding to my frustration. And by the time I get out of the school, right, like literally cut through the crowd and get outside where I can breathe again, I'm watching all of the parents walking in front of me and thinking, this life is just not for me, right? Whoa, that's a pretty huge statement. And I'm judging them, and I'm like angry, and I'm frustrated, and I'm full of resentment. And I'm like, I really don't love this, what I'm doing right now. And so to be creative or to get it out, I start walking faster and beyond them so I can stop seeing this picture that I'm letting unfold in front of me. These people are just walking back to their house, but I've created this whole, their life is so pedestrian. What am I doing? Okay, I feel other. I've just navigated through these piles of people, and I realized the whole time I'm the only one experiencing this because I'm the only one not from here. So I am always segregated in my mind. This is normal for them. So they don't see these things and they aren't aware of them. And that's always a part of my life here, is that I'm aware of them because they're different than the way I'm used to being. As long as I hold that in my body, it's always going to be tough for me. And as long as I judge people for living a different way, it's always going to separate me out. So yes, I'm an American living in Europe. I've been doing it for 8 years. And sometimes I hit my head on the wall going, when is it going to get easier? I sometimes get jealous of the people who just got off the boat. You know, it's like, oh, for the first year it's going to be exciting, and then it's going to be fun, and it's like, and then there's going to be an awareness of this separation. But don't we do this to ourselves no matter where we live? Like, okay, it's pretty prevalent. I have a label called American, and it's easy to see how I don't fit in. But as long as I hold it in my head that way, they're Dutch, I'm American, it's going to be hard. And now there's some things I can't turn the switch on. But as long as it's clear for me, nothing can affect me. So I was going to write a whole post about it, submit it to I Am Expat, and then I stopped and I was like, what is my message? Like, let's bitch about how we're different? That's an old story. Nobody needs to hear that, specifically the people who just got off the boat. And this brings me to this, because my life work that I'm doing with people is to help shift your perspective, because it keeps you stuck there. I'm always not going to fit in with my family. I'm always going to be. They're never going to understand. All these sentences are doing is freezing me into a situation. Now listen, the minute I speak Dutch, people hear that I'm from another place. That I can't change, right? I can keep trying to speak better Dutch, but who gives a shit? I'm just trying to create connection. And some people will take it and some people won't. And most people want to connect. Oh, hey, somebody who's different than us. I can ask her about this, this, and this. Can be really an opportunity. So when I got home and I got some food in me, because that's what I really needed, I sat with this, and the song I heard a couple days ago, it's on one of my playlists. It's an old song from the 80s from Ultravox. And I'm not sure if this is the name of it, but this is what sticks out for me. This means nothing to me. And it just goes, this means nothing to me, oh, Vienna. It's Vienna. That's the name of the song. Anyway, I'll link it here. But I was singing it over and over and over again as I'm going through this, Look, anytime we judge people, we pull ourselves out of the story. We pull ourselves away from each other, not the story. And we perpetuate a story that keeps us there. It had nothing to do with those people. I just picked on them because they got in my way, right? I was already feeling frustrated from the morning not going the way I wanted. And so when you're in that space, you're looking for more. Like, oh, I'm angry. Where can I pick up more crap that I'm mad about? Oh, here's something that's always here. Whew, it's a hard awareness to come, oh, here we go. My little mirror, I'm looking in it again. And it's not fair. And how many places do we do this in our lives? How many groups do this to other groups? I mean, we see it all over the place now. It starts here at home being here. How do I want to see this differently? Yesterday I was working on this topic, and I've been a little creative with it. My daughter got involved. I don't know if you saw the Instagram, but how do I want life to unfold from now on? That's putting the responsibility back on me. So getting back to the song, this means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. When I attach meaning, that's when I get lost. There's a meaning behind being American, living in Europe. It means I'm different, but I'm also not a part of things. There is meaning to all of that. I've created a whole story around it. And while some of it's true, I'm not going to take that away. It keeps me there. And if I say this means nothing to me, it frees me from it. We get lost and stuck when we attach meaning to anything. When we attach meaning to our names, to our places, to our people, to our feelings. That's really where we get really lost. So I'm going to use this as a mantra this week. This means nothing to me. And let whatever come in and flow from that place. And let that be my experience, not what my brain is creating. I needed to feel important. I needed to eat. I mean, there was a primal function going on here. But I also needed to feel like I'm important somehow, that I'm being seen or that I'm being heard, because my daughter wasn't listening to me, right? And then I get into this shuffle with people and I feel lost and confused, and All of that had its place, but it didn't have to be that way. It could have just meant nothing. Anyway, that's my little nugget for today. I wonder how you feel about it. This means nothing to me.